8 out of 10. That's the proportion of Americans that support requiring voters to show an ID to vote. And that finding is not the result of partisan polling. That's according to a Pew Research study published just this year. Gallup also reported similar findings in 2022. Voter ID is popular, and it's clearly what people want. When it comes to election policies, it's hard to think of anything the left and right agrees on as much as this. So, one would think a measure supported by both Democrats and Republicans, 80% of the country as a whole, would be uncontroversial. Unfortunately, that's not the case in one California beach town. When Huntington Beach residents voted in favor of requiring voter ID in municipal elections, they were hit with a lawsuit by the California Attorney General, Robert Bonta, accusing the measure of violating the state's constitution. They argue that although the California Constitution gives charter cities like Huntington Beach the right to govern municipal affairs, the law conflicts with state laws governing statewide concerns. The concern here supposedly being the uniformity of the election process across the state. But what could be more of a municipal affair than municipal elections? And the election process and voter requirements already differ across municipalities in the Golden State. In San Francisco, non-citizens are allowed to vote in elections for Board of Education. The Attorney General also hasn't said anything about San Francisco's renewed efforts to lower the voting age. Many of the practical issues brought up concerning additional voter ID requirements could easily apply to non-citizen voting and underage voting. This lawsuit was likely never about protecting the uniformity of the California election process. This is clear from the vitriolic name-calling aimed at Huntington Beach's city council members, the inconsistency of the position, and Bonta's unreasonable accusation that the measure would make it harder to vote. A measure that also increased the number of in-person voting centers. Instead of filing suit, California should allow Huntington Beach to serve their constituents and give voters what they want: enhanced voter ID requirements.